everybody, and welcome to Alma Scots Basketball here, streaming live on almascots.com via YouTube. I am Topher Goggin, back for Scots basketball action for my first time this year. Jeff Somerville is on the radio tonight over at Alma High School, so we have split broadcasts. So this is the only place to catch the Alma Scots and the Albion Britons in what is the first official MIAA game of the year for these teams. Now, obviously, they have been playing conference competition, but those games have all been considered non-conference battles until now. There will be a simple one-round round-robin trip through the conference, 7 games for all these teams, and tonight's is the first one that counts towards the conference standings. And a conference title is really the big thing to play for this year. NCAA Division III canceling all winter championships as the participation thresholds were not met that were set earlier in the year during the pandemic to determine whether there would be postseason tournaments. So there is no NCAA tournament. There is simply the chance to be a conference champ, and that starts tonight. The Scots come in 2-4, Albion 3-2, coming off a tough loss to a now 5th-ranked and undefeated Trine team last weekend. That was a battle of top 10 teams at the time, as Albion was ranked number 8 and came up on the wrong side of a 76-70 decision. 18-point deficit midway through the second half for Albion. They clawed their way back, but just could not quite get themselves over the hump against the Thunder squad that really appears to be the class of the MIAA this year. The Scots, on the other hand, 2-4, almost did it again. Their 3rd straight cardiac comeback, this time from a deficit of 10 points with 3 minutes to play. They had the ball down 3 in the final 30 seconds, but were unable to convert a couple of three-pointers courtesy of Cole Cliver along with Nate Diamond. Couldn't get those to fall. Final score 85-80 in Adrian's favor. Second Adrian win of the season. But the Scots, I tell you what, they find themselves right at home if they are behind in the late, going back-to-back thrilling wins earlier in the year, taking out Hope and Olivet both times after facing double-digit deficits with 7 minutes to play. So this is a team that is just never out of it in Ryan Clark's Alma Scots. You just can't count them out. Of course, no spectators here, just staff at the Art Smith Arena, but we will still play the national anthem and other such things. And since we are just streaming here on YouTube, I will be able to play that for you because we won't be going to commercial. Randy Schiffman, the PA announcer, currently reading a few announcements, and we'll get that and then get things underway here. The Alma Scots women on the road at Albion tonight. The entire MIAA schedule is flipped in terms of the women and the men at opposite sites tonight, as will commonly be the case. And we'll be just about ready to go. Just completing these final announcements and so forth. No, we have a little bit of a different technical setup tonight with the equipment being moved around with the high school game on the radio, so hopefully we're getting audio through. We're running this through a camera. Matt and his crew doing an amazing job. And now the national anthem. Tuesday night, Alma MIAA basketball from Alma College here at the Art Smith Arena. Alma and Albion getting ready to tip things off. Of course, the last time these teams met, it was a thriller down at Albion. Albion at that point had come in undefeated in MIAA play, just running hog wild over the conference, and Alma was the team that came in and stopped that, handing the Britons their first conference loss of the season, 78-74, in kind of a balanced attack in that game. It was not one of those ones where one person went crazy. Kyle Woodruff did have 22 off the bench for Alma, but then they got 14 from Ryan Stevens, 10 from Brandon Rake. 21 assists for Alma in that game as they really distributed the ball very, very well. That has been something that has been a bit of a struggle for the Scots this season, averaging just over 10 assists per game compared to 16 a game last year. So that's something that they will want to work on. Albion, of course, came in highly heralded this year behind Caden Ebling, who is just a super duper MIAA player, back-to-back first-team all-MIAA selection. He has been a thorn in the side of the Scots for the past couple of seasons. He'll get the start tonight. But I think that at 3-2, Coach Jody May probably a little disappointed with this start. Of course, the tough matchup with Trine. Albion also has a loss to Hope, a team that Alma beat in their other cardiac comeback game, doing that to both Hope and Olivet in back-to-back games. Starting lineups here tonight. First, for the visiting Britons, they will go with Cortez Garland along with Ebling. That is the two-headed monster in the scoring department, combined for 45 points per game, second and third in the MIAA. Then Mark Toko along with Devin Holmes and Jawan Perry. Quentin Armstrong, of course, a huge contributor to the Albion offense last season, over 12 points per game, has been very limited. Got up to 8 minutes of game action against Trine in their last ball game. For the Scots, it'll be Nate Diamond along with Isaiah Williamson, Xavier Bargesser, Brandon Rake, Cole Cliver, and Nate Diamond, who I may have already mentioned. But we are underway. Albion wins the tip, and we are off and rolling. They'll get it inside to Ebling, picked up by Rake. Rake will have a tough defensive assignment there tonight. Now a kick out to Toko, three-point try, no good, and the rebound ripped down by Williamson. Alma goes the other direction for their first possession. Over to the freshman Bargesser out of Grass Lake. And up top to Williamson, coming off a career high on Saturday against Adrian. Break from the top of the key. One bounce to Diamond, going to slice down the lane, kicks it over to Williamson. And out, Diamond gets a good square look at three, well long though, and it'll go out of bounds over to Albion. Maybe a little nervous in the early going. Just a little too much mustard on that one. Scoreless, less than a minute in here. Watching Scots basketball on YouTube via almascots.com. Albion with it on their second try. Toko, a little pump fake from the top of the key. Through Holmes and now over to the left side, and a three-point try good from Perry. He's just a 25% three-point shooter, and actually outside of simply Garland and Barnes, nobody for Albion had made more than 2 3-pointers all season long coming into this game. So they'll be looking to get some more production from the outside. They've got the early 3-0 lead. Bargesser, right wing, drives to the baseline, picks it up, and gets it off to Williamson. Williamson spinning on his pivot foot. 4 on the shot clock, through the lane, tries to drop it off. The pass tipped away, and Toko off on the run. 3-on-2, all the way in, running leaner, good. And Mark Toko, the sophomore out of Macomb, Dakota, makes it a 5-0 Albion lead. Albion won by 21 here on this floor last year. But as I said, the Scots return the favor with the upset win down at Albion. Still looking for their first points as Diamond feeds it inside to the big man Rake. Back out, Diamond for 3 from the other side, and this one is perfect, and Alma's on the board. 5-3 as Nate Diamond connects. Sophomore out of Jenison. He's got the Scots off and rolling. Cole Cliver leads the Scots in scoring at 22 points per game, coming off a season-high 35 as Ebling connects from the right elbow. He's got range at 6'7" and is the reigning MIAA Player of the Week. Scored 34 against Adrian in the first Albion game last week, and it's 7-3 Britons. Cliver, first attempt of the game, is a three-point try short off the front of the rim. And we'll stay at 7-3 Albion on top with 17:22 to play in the first half. Cortez Garland, who's been quiet so far, a little step back three-point try. He's got that one. And the 3 goggles over to the sideline. Garland, one who we expect to make three-pointers. That's his 17th on the year. It's 10-3 Albion. Diamond wants an answer at the Scots end, and look out! Nate Diamond, a pair of triples. And Alma right back within 4. Diamond with 6 already, averaging 7.5 a game. And he's almost there in the first 4 minutes. Toko up top for Albion, hands it off to Garland, slings it cross court over to Holmes. Now from the corner, Perry going to put it on the floor, kicks it back out. Holmes will drop it. Ebling wants the mirror image jumper from the left side that he made a few moments ago. This one won't go, and it's pulled down by Bargesser for Alma. Cliver drives in, reaching around. Garland gets a hand on the basketball and knocks it out of bounds. This will come back to Alma. Cliver shouldering an immense workload for Alma this year as he starts his junior season, averaging 37.2 minutes per game. Diamond pushes it to Cliver, hand in his face, three-pointer, back of the iron, rebound tipped around and pulled down by Holmes. Ahead now to Garland. No look pass underneath. What a feed in there to Perry, who catches and shoots in the air and makes it a 12-6 Albion advantage. Rake to Diamond, who has all 6 Alma points. Cliver scored the first 8 for Alma on Saturday. Now Rake backs down Ebling, a lot of contact, and it'll be a blocking foul against Albion. Ebling tried to sell the charge as Rake backed him down, but instead it goes the other way, and it's Ebling's first. Rake to the line for a pair. Little under 50% from the line on the season. Couple of bounces, squares, fires, and just long. Rake now a junior, listed at 6'8", gets a little bit taller every year according to the roster. Certainly no complaints from the Alma coaching staff about that. He has been such a development as a post presence. Second free throw short and rebounded by Perry. Still 12-6. Albion with the early edge, just over 4 minutes into this one. Holmes for Albion. Over to Perry, already hit a three, can't get that one. The rebound goes right through Rake's fingertips, and Holmes gets it back. Second chance now for the Britons. Ebling surveying the court, kicks it out. Garland wants the three, no. Well short on that, and flying over towards the Alma bench. A great save by Ebling. That's one of those plays that can get saved this year more easily because there's a lot more space to go after it with the benches recessed. A couple of no good tries, offensive rebound, and then Ebling fouled on the putback. It's Rake's first, and that's going to be the challenge for the Scots, is keeping Brandon Rake out of foul trouble so many times with the amount of a defensive workload that he is forced to shoulder. It is difficult to keep him in the game because he's just tasked with doing so much down in the paint, with the Scots being a little bit of an undersized crew. Ebling at the line, 2 points so far tonight. Double-digit rebounds in both games, double-doubles in both games against Alma last season. 18 points, 16 boards here, 23 and 12 down at Albion. A couple of substitutions into the game for Alma. Alex King, the junior out of Grand Rapids West Catholic, checks in, and we see the second appearance this year from Brandon Whiteside, the transfer from Wisconsin Oshkosh. Won a national championship back in 2019. Ebling hits the second. And now 14-6. Scots need a little spark here. They've got a pair of threes from Nate Diamond and nothing else, as Albion has held Cole Cliver scoreless through the first 5 minutes of this one. Whiteside, a jab step over on the right side, as Albion will substitute massively, and a moving screen goes against Rake, and that's a costly one for Alma because that will be Rake's second and force Alma deeper onto the bench. Xavier Glenn pops up like a jack-in-the-box and is ready to check in and give Rake a breather. Substitutions for Albion. Justin Maccabee checks in, and we see Quentin Armstrong, as we said, has been very limited in his action so far this year, but a potent threat. Has had some big games. He tried to get to the bucket on a screen and roll. Albion couldn't find him. A running try from Jalen Ross, sees the ball stripped away. He gets it back, though, and gets it to Maccabee. Driving down, gets around King. It's his own rebound off a miss, and then tries to drop it through the lane, but it's going to be taken away by Whiteside. Scott's back 4-on-4. Diamond on the right. Gets it back after a little bit of catch with Cliver and a foul underneath. And I believe this will be Armstrong. No, it's going to be Maccabee, pardon me. Just a second Albion team foul. 14-6, Albion on top here with 14:29 to play in the first half, pardon me. Underneath, Diamond, a kick out Whiteside, gets a good look at a three, misses it off the front of the rim. Players get tangled up on the rebound. A lot of shoving going on over there. No whistles until the ball just goes out of bounds. And this will be Albion basketball. All Albion here in the early going. Of course, the Scots not afraid of that. They've been behind at halftime in every game this year, have come back from double-digit deficits in the final 7 minutes twice, and almost pulled off a similar comeback on Saturday against Adrian. Albion three-point try for Ross from the corner, rattles its way out. Glenn with the rebound for the Scots. And Albion looks to D up as Alma brings it up the floor. Cliver out near half court. Now inside to Glenn, one bounce, turnaround, jump hook, no. And the rebound clanks away into the arms of Armstrong. 8-point Albion lead with 13:30 to play in the first half. Perry, who opened the game with a triple bounce pass right through the wickets of Armstrong and out of bounds. Alma's still trying to find the offense. Nate Diamond, the only one to score through 6.5 minutes here. On Saturday, it was Cliver and Williamson doing the bulk of the scoring. They had 74% of Alma's points, and two players similar over on the Albion side, as Garland and Ebling combined for 71% of their points against trying. Cliver off not off a screen, off just kind of a barrel roll, comes up short. No shot clock violation, though the buzzer went off. Offensive rebound, and the try from Diamond, no good. So the Scots still can't buy one. 12:48 to play in the first stanza. And an 8-point Albion lead. Armstrong underneath against Glenn. Try to back him down, a little shoulder spin move to the right. Nicely laid off the glass, but too strong. Beautiful look, but then could not convert it. Offensive rebound, though, will give Albion another crack at this. Both these teams just slightly positive in rebound margin over the season, and off the dribble take from Garland that time. Give him 5. He had 26 on Saturday with no rebounds. Hard to put up that kind of a line, but it was a game where teams shot exceptionally well, as we've got an on-the-floor foul on Maccabee. Teams combined for only 43 total rebounds in that game between Albion and Trine, both teams shooting over 57%, so there just were not any rebounds available. It's the third Albion foul of the first half, 16-6. Britons on top. Williamson will return for Alma. And we'll see Casey Constant into the game for the Scots as well. He's got the white headband on that you're looking at. Spins at the top of the key. Leaves it for Williamson. Williamson on the run. Feeds Constant in the corner. Now out to Whiteside. Cliver off the dribble take. Tries to jump stop. It just has the ball ripped right out of his hands. Heads up play by Toko there. And Albion comes back with it. Inside Ebling. Stumbling, fumbling. That's got to be something. And the officials will go with a travel. By the time you get to the fourth step, it's either a travel or a foul. And no, they are going to overrule this. The near official said travel, but the official coming to the scorer's table appeared to signal a foul. No, apparently not. Because this is going to be Scots basketball, so the travel appears to have won the day. Must just have been an explanation coming from the officiating crew as to why it was a travel and not a foul. Scots come away with it. They've been stuck on 6 points for quite a while now, though. It's a 6-0 Albion run to get to 16-6. Williamson from the top off to Cliver. Inside Glenn. Ebling fell down. Can Glenn take advantage? Kicks it out. Williamson from the free throw circle. Good. 24 points on Saturday for Isaiah Williamson. Has his first 2 tonight. And those are the first Scots points not from Nate Diamond, as they make it 16-8. Baseline dribble. Toko comes in. The defense came just a hair late. Williamson manages to deny the bucket, but gets called for the foul. Coach Ryan Clark did not think that that one should have been a foul. Said that Williamson got there and basically just got jumped into. Toko to the line for a pair and gets the favorable roll on the first. 60% foul shooter on the year. Albion as a team, 72%. Scott's basically the same. 17-8 and now 18-8 as Toko hits both. Toko, a two-sport athlete, also a quarterback of Britain's roster. Cliver for Alma. Over to Williamson, puts it on the floor. Looking for an opening, finds Glenn instead. Now to Diamond. Elevates, Cliver will try to find something. A couple of defenders close on him. That leaves Diamond open for a top of the key three. Won't fall, and Ebling gets his fingertips on the rebound. Other direction. Quick transition try, and good. And that's Chance Crittenden who hits that one, and that makes it 21-8, and Ryan Clark wants a timeout. So we'll stay right here since we are not on the radio, but I may turn the microphone off sooner or later so you don't have to listen to me consistently straight through. 10:39 to play, 21-8 Albion, taking it to the Scots here in the early going. They fell out of the rankings this week as D3Hoops.com only ranking the top 15 teams this year because of the reduced participation in Division III sports. But they were ranked in the top 10 prior to that Trine loss. This is a team with tremendous potential. I think it's a team that was very disappointed last year not to make the NCAA tournament after starting the year 18-2. They took that loss to Alma and then lost in the semis of the MIAA tournament. And Adrian got the automatic bid with their tournament title. Back out of the timeout. It's a 13-point Albion lead. Garland and Perry lead the way with 5 for the Britons. Diamond leads all scorers with 6 for the Scots, as he had their only score until the Williamson bucket a few moments ago. Constant for Alma, crossover dribble off to Diamond. Looking for some help under the basket. There's nobody there. Gives it on the screen and roll instead to Williamson. Working inside, strong off the glass, too strong, and rebounded by Ebling. Good defense there by Devin Holmes. Just gave Williamson very little to work with. Crittenden from the top, leans to his right, drops it back, and down the lane comes Holmes, high off the window. And good for Devin Holmes with his first 2. Scots roll it from Cliver over to Williamson. He can't get the 3 to go. Came into tonight shooting 50% from outside, but that one unkind. 15-point advantage for Albion. As Ebling goes inside, double team ball knocked away, and it goes into a whistle situation. Constant was ready to run, but not going to happen. It's going to instead send Albion to the line, as has been called a shooting foul against Diamond. Ebling, a terrific free throw shooter, 81.5% on the season, and connects as you would expect. Had a 14 of 15 game earlier this year and 11 of 12 last season. Quite accustomed to pouring them in from the stripe. Jack Poling checks in. Scots fans will be familiar with Poling. Now the junior out of Pacific Lutheran, transferred in last season. Made some key contributions when they went to a dual post lineup with both Poling and Rake on the floor at the same time. Jack hasn't seen action in the last couple of games, but back out there tonight. He'll take it from the top of the key. He can fire from out long if he wants to. He goes to Cliver instead, who tries a long 2. That won't fall, and Holmes gets the rebound. 25-8, all Albion here in the first half, just past the midpoint of that half. Crittenden for 3, off to the right, and the rebound tipped out. Big collision. And the ball kept alive by the combination of Crittenden and Ebling. Holmes off the dribble, and he's going to take it from the outside. I tell you, we did not expect a lot of threes from folks other than Garland and Barnes. But now Perry and Holmes both connect from outside, and it's a 20-point lead for Albion. Constant for Alma, off to Williamson. Little head fake, dribbles through the lane, bounces it into the corner. And now Constant will bring it back out. And airmails on the pass as he tried to cut down the lane and could not find Williamson. Bargesser and Whiteside back in for Alma. As Ryan Clark tries to find the right recipe, but so far Albion just too much. Garland and Kai Winston now. Kai in for his first action of the night. Of course, one of the well-known Winston brothers inside, knocked away from Ebling, and the Scots want to run the other direction. Inside, Cliver tries a fall away, and finally the first bucket of the night goes for Cole Cliver. He came in with 985 career points, make it 987. Legitimate chance to get to 1,000 tonight. 28-10 off the Cliver bucket, still a huge Albion lead. Inside, Ebling, and a little double clutch draws the foul, could not convert the bucket. And we'll see if they get Poling or Williamson here. It will be Williamson, and that's Isaiah's second. So Scott's not making life any easier with 2 fouls on both Williamson and Rake. 2 primary posts. And Ebling continues to accept the generosity at the line. Seven-point night so far for Caden Ebling, including 5 for 5 at the stripe. Has 6 rebounds to go along with it. And makes the second as well. 13th season for head coach Jody May at the helm of the Albion Britons, an Ohio Northern product himself. And he's got his team out to a 20-point lead at 30-10. Alex King for Alma, off to Whiteside. Dribbling along the top of the key, scoops it into the breadbasket of Cliver, who works against Toko. 2 dribbles, now Whiteside open for 3 from the corner, off to the right. Could have set off a fast break, and Bargesser hooks the arm of Perry, and that's probably a productive foul right there, because otherwise I think Jawan Perry is off in a horse race with some help. Garland, the number 3 scorer in the MIAA, dips it off to Kai Winston. Now back to Garland. Triggers right over the top of Cliver. No good. Rebound off the fingertips of Ebling. And run down by King for Alma. Alma down by 20 at 30-10 here. A little over 7 minutes to play in the first half. Whiteside jumps back to the left elbow, but does not take the shot. Gives it to King, who had a nice rebounding game over the weekend, but could not find anything in the scoring department. He's going to have a chance at the foul line to do something about that. Foul is on Toko. Five boards for King on Saturday. Just 1 of 4 at the line so far this season. Gets that one to go, though. And it's 30-11. King with the second. Also good. Saw substantial action last season with the Scots junior varsity program. And now up and getting it done in the big time. 30-12 now. Ebling underneath. Splits the double team and makes the reverse. If they put 2 on you and you're still scoring, you're doing something right. And now we get a foul, I believe. Or we just have an inadvertent whistle, I guess, as the ball got away there. Frederick Garland getting ready to check in for Albion at the next stoppage, 30-12. Albion's edge with 6:30 to play in the first half. Inside, Poling, lefty try, good. What a pass. Cliver averaging 2.3 assists per game, and that's a beaut right there. We talked about Alma wanting to improve their distribution of the basketball, averaging just over 10 assists per game. But there was a beauty at Poling with the finish. Garland from the top, dribbles through the circle. A pump fake from Perry, and now to Ebling. Down inside, fakes his way around Poling, try too hard. Saved by Winston, but right into the arms of King. It's a 4-on-3 for Alma if they hustle. Whiteside gets in, sealed off by Toko, though, who denies the try, and Ebling gets the board. Hey, Ebling could hit double-digit rebounds in the first half. That's 7 now. And Garland in transition steps back and connects from 14 feet. 32-14 Albion. Their biggest lead has been 20. It's 18 at the moment. Whiteside to King. Good open three-point look. Bounces around and won't fall. And the Scots just can't buy one. Alma shooting under 30% here in this first half. Albion about 46%. And Whiteside now with the hook. It's called for the reach against Garland. Seventh Alma foul, and that's going to send Cortez Garland to the line for a 1-and-1. Garland with a 37-point explosion against Olivet earlier this year. We said 17 threes now on the season. And turns his 7-point night into an 8-point night. Xavier Glenn back in. Glenn 1 year behind Toko from Albion at Dakota High School down in Macomb. Diamond returns for Whiteside. And now Garland readies for the back end of the 1-and-1. This one needs a little English to fall, but it does. 9 for Garland, 10 for Ebling, so more of the same with a great deal of the production coming from those two guys for Albion. Cliver going to try a deep three, just saw an opening and has to take it. Won't fall, Perry the rebound. Cliver finding open looks hard to come by tonight. Diamond, a beautiful steal. Alma averaging only 3 steals a game. And a nice one there by Diamond. Bargesser gets it inside to Glenn. A Xavier to Xavier connection to Glenn. Oh no, the dunk didn't quite get enough. Not enough height. They turned the gravity up on him. And that one spins away. Now Bargesser with a steal. And up gets all the way behind everybody. He'll go with a layup and avoid the swat from Garland. A nice bucket there by Xavier. Bargesser gets the Scots back within 18 at 34-16. 4:21 to play in the first half. 34-16, Albion with the lead. Inside, little turnaround jump hook from Ken Thomas, a 6'5 sophomore who's checked in. And back out to the 20-point edge. Scots look to Diamond, finds an opening along the baseline, floater long. Gets his own rebound off a tip, though, keeps it alive, and the ball knocked out of bounds by Albion, so Alma can try this one again. Under 4 minutes now to play in the first half. College basketball here live on almascots.com via YouTube from the Art Smith Arena at Alma College. High school basketball airing live on 104.9 WQBX right now as Alma takes on Swan Valley in that one. 36-16, Albion with the edge here. And Cole Cliver steps in and fouled. Count that one for 3 and a possible 4-point play. As Cliver makes maybe his toughest attempt of the night. He'll get himself to the stripe. It's been a familiar spot for Cole Cliver this year. This will be his 55th free throw attempt coming into tonight. Cliver had 54. The rest of the Scots team, 74 trips to the line. And Cliver has converted on a substantial number of those foul shots. 87% along the way makes that one. Give him 6, 36-20. Perry up top to Garland. Jabs to his right, doesn't find much there. Now back to the left. Up top, Holmes. Between his legs, spinning down the lane. Tries to drop it off to Thomas, and it's stolen away by King. Scots hustle the other direction. Cliver picks it up. Gives it to King, leans in. Working on Holmes, and Holmes is not giving an inch. Cliver now He'll work against Frederick Garland. Off balance try, and oh man, back-to-back tough shots from Cole Cliver, who now has 8 as he closes in on that 1,000 career point mark. Perry a look to the basket, drops it to Frederick Garland, and now to Cortez Garland. Garland, some fancy dribbling and backs down in an offensive foul, a little too fancy. Diamond staying with Cortez Garland and draws the charge. Garland couldn't believe it. I think he got that other arm out just a little bit and planted Diamond backwards. Cliver, Whiteside, Glenn, Bargesser, and Diamond for the Scots, trailing 36-22. Back within 14, the lead has been as big as 20. If Alma could get this to single digits at the half, things would look quite a bit different than they did early on when it was 30-10. Glenn to Diamond, looking on the roll, swings it over to Whiteside, deep three-point look, that one's short. And the rebound loose, nobody manages to squeeze it. Whiteside follows his shot and he turns it into a lefty layup. Strong work to stay with the play by Brandon Whiteside. And Alma's got it down to 12. Garland, left side try from the elbow, and you leave him that much space, he will make you pay. Give him 11 now to take over the scoring lead. Ebling right on his heels at 10. And the lead back to 14 for the Britons. Inside Cliver, another off balance try. This time can't find the magic. Holmes gets the rebound, but then throws it away. Confusion there between Perry and Garland as to who that pass was intended for. They kind of collided with each other and nobody grabbed the basketball. Second half action already down at Kalamazoo, leading the Hornets 41-28. That's the first Kalamazoo game of the year. They are just getting started themselves for this 7-game official MIAA season. Ball knocked away from Diamond, but kept alive by Whiteside as the Scots get back into play here with 1:20 to play in the half. Shot clock running down. Whiteside a deep three. No good. Offensive rebound. Bargesser spins, has no angle though, and just kind of lays it into the bottom of the rim where it's rebounded by Ebling. Garland, three-point try, no. And Cliver will just let this one roll out of bounds. Stops the clock with 1:05 to play in the half. 38-24 Albion. As we said, a couple of crucial possessions for the Scots, just psychologically going into that halftime break. Coach Ryan Clark in his second season calls for motion, 13-13 a year ago. After spending 1 year as the head coach of the Scots women's program. Bargesser for three, rolls around, takes the grand tour, and says no thanks. And now we'll see if Albion, well, they're not going to be able to run clock because we've got an insta whistle and a foul on Xavier Glenn down low. This will be a bonus situation, and it is Ebling who is the beneficiary heading to the line. Ebling only 2 of 6 from the floor, but 6 of 6 at the line to go with 8 rebounds. And first try good. I feel like I need to go into whisper mode during these free throws. So quiet in here without a full complement of spectators. Of course, the Scots have sold a number of cardboard cutouts. I'm accompanied by a whole crew of dogs right next to me. Dog cutouts, including my mother's Newfoundland Hazy. And Ebling connects once again, making it 40-24. Very clever idea by the Scots Athletic Department to do those cutouts and add the pets into it. Final 30 seconds of the first half, a little bit of a differential with the shot clock, so Glenn will try the baseline jumper that doesn't go. Rebounded by Holmes, and now Albion can play for one if they want to. Scots on their feet, imploring their defense to step up. Coach Jody May hollering out instructions in his team. Clock down to 7. Remember to watch the camera version of the clock for the official numbers as they tick down here. 2 seconds left, and a try from Holmes too strong, and there's the buzzer. 40-24 is the score at the halftime break, so the Scots do slice the lead down a bit. It was as big as 20. They get it to 16. We'll pause, keep the video rolling here, tally up some stats and so forth. Come back with second half action here on ElmaScots.com. Your halftime score from the Art Smith Arena. Albion on top of Alma, 40-24. 5 minutes left in halftime here at Alma College. And how good is Albion tonight? Albion is so good they've managed to score during halftime. 42-24 is the actual score here. We did a little math, got out the abacus, and discovered that Albion had been shorted 2 points on the scoreboard. The live stats were correct, as were all of the individual scoring numbers, but when you tallied them up, the Britons actually had 2 more points than everybody realized. So 42-24 is the halftime score here, with Albion on top of Alma. Albion looking to move to 4-2 on the year. Alma comes in 2-4. Remember, this is the first official game of MIAA play. All of the previous games considered non-conference exhibitions, even though they were all contested between MIAA schools. Taking a look at some of those halftime stats, Caden Ebling and Cortez Garland continue to get it done after combining for more than 70% of Albion's points in their loss to Trine last weekend. They've got 23 of the 42 here in the first half tonight. Ebling a great first half with 12 points, 8 boards, and an 8-for-8 performance at the foul line. Albion overall as a team, 12 for 12 from the stripe, and that's an awfully big difference compared to Alma just going 3 for 5. 11 points from Garland, 5 from Devin Holmes, 5 from Jawan Perry, who opened the game with a 3, 4 from Mark Toko, 3 from Chance Crittenden off the bench, and 2 from Ken Thomas round out the scoring for Jody May and the Britons, who have an unbelievable advantage on the glass. That is the story also of this first half, 26-8 on the boards. Albion leading Alma in that department. Alma led in the scoring department by Cole Cliver, who finished the first half with 8. Remember, he needs 15 tonight to hit the 1,000-point mark for his career, so right on pace for that. Nate Diamond with 6. He had the first 6 of the game for Alma with a pair of triples. And then 2 points apiece from Isaiah Williamson, Xavier Bargesser, Alex King, Brandon Whiteside, and Jack Poling, 2 each for all 5 of them. Williamson, of course, is the story there, as he has been so good this season, held in single digits only once this year, coming off back-to-back career highs, including 24 last weekend against Adrian, but held to just 2 unlimited minutes, as Williamson only on the floor for 8:50 of that first half due to foul trouble. Cliver, no surprise, goes the distance, all 20 minutes for him, averaging over 37 minutes a game. And I think Coach Ryan Clark has basically concluded that Cliver will stay on the floor until someone at the scorebook says he has so many fouls he's not allowed to play anymore. Take a look at some other scores from around the MIAA as we close through these final couple minutes of halftime. Trine, as we said, the number 5 ranked team in the country, taking it to Kalamazoo 55-36. Hope all over Olivet, 51-27 that game at Hope. Adrian and Calvin just getting underway. That start time over at Calvin got pushed back to 8:15. Women's basketball action, as you might expect, Hope and Trine thoroughly pouncing on their opponents. 92-31 Hope over Olivet late in the third quarter. Trine beating Kalamazoo 47-14 at the half. Calvin leads Adrian 31-22, and saving the best for last, the women's matchup between these two squads at the halftime break. Albion at home taking out Alma so far 39-23. As they've been very successful defensively against the MIAA Player of the Week, Taylor Finley from Alma, who had a couple of phenomenal games last week, but largely has been neutralized in that one so far, as Sammy Stormont's crew went down to Albion tonight. 42-24 is the score here, with Albion leading Alma. The Scots will be back in action on Thursday as they will head down to Trine to take on the 5th-ranked Thunder. So quite a gauntlet of a week with Albion tonight and Trine on Thursday. Calvin, the opponent on Thursday night for Albion, as they will also get a couple of tough teams. As we said, none of these games have counted for the conference standings so far, but we can still look at the non-conference play to just kind of get a grasp on how the conference may shake out this year. Trine coming in tonight at 9-0, Albion 3-2, Calvin 4-3, Hope 2-2, and then down teams that have struggled a little bit more. Alma 2-4, Adrian 2-10, as they started their play with a bunch of non-conference games towards the end of last season. Kalamazoo playing its first game of the season tonight, losing to Trine, and Olivet still looking for its first win of the year as well. It'll be Alma ball to start the second half here. Bargesser, Cliver, along with Rake, Williamson, and Diamond. Rake and Williamson, of course, very limited minutes because of foul trouble in the first half. And the Scots will be back closer to full strength. Rake only lasted for 5 minutes. And, of course, draws the unenviable assignment of trying to stop Caden Ebling after his 12-point first-half outburst. Ebling got fouled 4 times in the first half, all generated 2 foul shots, and he made all 8 of them. Alma gets underway with Williamson handing to Cliver. Remember now, just 7 points away from 1,000 for his career. Cross-court skip pass to Diamond, who gets inside of Toko, takes the 17-footer, and misses it on the long side. Devin Holmes pulls down the rebound. Bounce pass to Ebling now at the Britain's end. Up and over, lefty hook try, high off the window. Nice touch there from the big man. 14 now. His career high 34, so that one's a ways away, but well on his way to another double-double against the Scots as he did in both games last year. Underneath Diamond, cross-court, Bargesser, 3-look, no. Rebound comes off the backside and is grabbed by Diamond. Remember, Alma out-rebounded 26-8 in the first half, but gets that offensive board there. It generates a Bargesser try, comes up short on that, rebound Toko, and Albion will head the other direction. Cortez Garland now over through Toko inside Ebling. Gets away from the double team all the way back around the horn. Perry opened the game with a 3. This one won't fall, but Devin Holmes right there for another rebound. Holmes baby hook. A little too much on the baby aspect. Came up short, but stays with it. Gets the offensive rebound, and his putback is good. 7 now for Holmes. Detroit Renaissance product, as is Cortez Garland. And now a 46-24 lead as Williamson tries to answer from 3 for Alma, but fails. Ball rattles out, and Albion gets another board. Over to Toko. One bounce, head fake from Perry. And he drives, gets around Bargesser, gets to the rack. Good help defense from the Scots, but a foul late. A whistle a little slow. And it's going to be Williamson with his 3rd. And Perry to the line. A Gurney, Illinois product, an accounting major. Season high of 11, but had 20 back as a freshman. Now a 6'2" senior. Unable to connect on the first free throw. .18:03 to play in the second half. 46-24 Albion. And now make it 47-24 and give Perry 6 on the night. That missed foul shot was the first Albion miss at the stripe after making all 12 in the first half. Cliver for Alma briefly had an opening. Now Rake sets a screen. Double team comes quickly. Off to King. Now Diamond lobs it underneath. Good move there by Rake and a nice finish. First 2 points for Brandon Rake, who had 10 both times against Albion last year. And it's 47-26. Perry over to Garland. Step back for the elbow. High shot, but no rotation on it. I think Whiteside got a little piece of that as Garland wanted a foul. Scott's the other way. Cliver for 3. Bounces off the front of the rim. High bounce, now loose on the floor. And it's another rebound for Ebling. Toko the other direction. 1-on-3 all the way over Diamond and good. Wow. Toko with 6, just over his season average, and it's 49-26. A miss from Diamond, offensive rebound, and a foul. It goes against Perry. First Perry whistle of the night. Albion trying to listen to Alma's play calls and adjust defensively, and instead it's just a quick foul, and that's Ebling with his 2nd. Jody May hollering out to keep their hands up. And now Cliver will try this again. Lobs it into King. Just under 17 minutes to play, 49-26 Albion. Cliver speeding down the lane, and did he foul? Yes. Albion players looked hoping for a travel. Not going to get it. Instead, it is Perry with his second. And Cliver to the line for a pair. 1 for 1 at the line in the first half for Cliver, converting a 4-point play. And good once again. Cliver makes both now into double digits with 10. Hovering right near the top of the MIAA free throw standings. Chasing his own teammate in Diamond, who still has not missed, 13 for 13 on the year from Diamond at the line. Beautiful little screen and roll, and cutting down the lane is Ebling for an easy layup. 51-28, Albion by 23. King goes behind the back, leaves it to Diamond. Left side baseline, bounces it. What a cut there from Whiteside. Scott's looking at a big deficit, but they will be really happy with that play. Four points for Whiteside tonight. Those are his first points as an Alma Scott after transferring in from Wisconsin Oshkosh. Lob underneath, looking for Ebling, who spikes it right off the hip of Rake, and will keep this possession at the Albion end. Rake needing to transition from basketball player to dodgeball expert, and not quite able to do so. .14 on the shot clock as Garland inbounds it. Goes to Jalen Ross, who then drops it underneath, and another foul. More free throws coming for the Britons as Alex King picks up the whistle on Ebling. Ebling from the line, and a deathly silent Jim is good. Chalk up another made free throw for Caden Ebling. 9 of 9 at the line and a 17-point night. Second try also good. Just like putting a machine out there. 53-30, 15:50 to play. King scoops to Whiteside. And now Rake will work against Ebling. Over to Casey Constant, who's checked back in. Saw a couple minutes in the first half. King tries the left side of the lane, gets around Maccabee and lays it up and in. First field goal of the night for Alex King. Inside, Ebling tipped away, ball loose on the floor. Maccabee scoops it up. Cliver tried to get it, could not get there. Cliver with a quick adjustment of the mask. And now Maccabee finds Perry. Hand off from Ebling at the top of the key. Cortez Garland, lefty scoop high off the glass and in. 13 for Garland, still well below his season average of 22, but working on it. Constant along the baseline. Kicks it out to Cliver. Cliver wants a screen, gets it from King. Albion quickly switches, and now they've lost King on the switch, but Alma goes all the way down to Constant with the baseline drive. And his two are good. Casey Constant with the deuce gets Alma back to a 55-34 deficit. 14:28 to play here, second half from the Art Smith Arena at Alma College. Caden Ebling, one dribble, had his pocket picked from behind, and here's Whiteside the other way. All the way, layup, got it. Brandon Whiteside taking a strong claim on some more minutes. Give him 6. And King with a slap of the floor for Alma. Spinning is Juwan Perry. Quick acceleration down the lane, then a kick into the corner, and Ross stepped on the sideline. Pulled that foot back into the starting blocks to start his drive and dragged the sideline. And Alma's going to get this one back within 19. Ebling checks out. He had a short breather in the first half, played over 17 minutes. No, pardon me, 13 minutes for Ebling in the first half. It's Garland who went over the 17-minute mark. So we'll see how long the big man rests and whether Alma can take advantage. Cliver still looking for his first bucket from the floor of the second half. Off to Rake. Rake with a toe on the line. That would have been a 2, but it bounces away to the right. Rebounded by Ross. And we'll see what Albion does with a little smaller lineup, although it is Armstrong who came in to take Ebling's place. And he's going to try to work against Rake inside. Strong move by the big man and the hook shot. Good. Quentin Armstrong, his first 2 of the night, the third foul on Rake. Remember, Armstrong 12.5 points per game last year, just 1 point per game coming in on limited minutes this season. If they can get that back up, it'll be a big threat for the Brits. Free throw good from Armstrong, makes it 58-36. And Xavier Glenn comes back in for Alma to replace Rake after that third foul. Cliver with the underhand scoop to Alex King. Hands it right back to Cliver, sets the screen off Garland. Cliver going to try to drive with it, collides with Armstrong, and the ball goes out of bounds. A little whoopsie-doo with the scoop. Not really whoopsie, but a whoop-de-doo from Cliver. But just a little bump. No foul either way, but it disrupted the ball and it goes out of bounds. Inside King, hook shot, no good, front of the rim. Rebound tipped out of Armstrong's hands, but it comes over to Ross. And Albion heads the other direction with a 22-point lead. Ross, lob underneath. Armstrong the catch in the post against Glenn. Glenn all over him, and Armstrong gets the hook shot up, but cannot get it to fall. Cliver the other way, cross court to Whiteside, thinks about spotting up for 3, and he's got one! Inside and outside, Whiteside with 9. Alma cuts the lead back under 20 once again. It's been about the limit of where Albion has been able to get it, and Glenn with a steal. Constant brings it back for Alma, tries a little line drive in the lane, and that's good. 4 second half points for Constant. Constant and Whiteside digging Alma out of this hole. 58-41 now. And Jody May says that's enough. We're going to send Caden Ebling back into this ball game. Garland up top. Maccabee off the dribble. Sealed off, and King wincing. I think he stepped wrong. Going to play through it, though, into the corner. Ross for 3. No. Rebound tapped by Glenn over to Cliver. King trying to run this off, and now more feet tangled up. It'll be a foul on Ross. And Alma immediately pops Cliver back onto his feet. Glenn picks him up. It was a tough, hard fall. Ebling in. Crittenden returns for Albion. So Ebling, Crittenden, Toko, Maccabee, and Ross, the 5 for Coach Jody May, who has a 17-point lead. Cole Cliver for Alma rifles a pass underneath. King tries to hand it to Glenn. Quick hands from Ross to poke that out of bounds. We'll try this all again with 11:34 to play in the half. Deep lob to King, who seems to have shaken off what I think was probably a rolled ankle. Cliver slings it back to King. Good open look. Got it. Foot on the line. It's only a 2. But Alex King will take it nonetheless. 58-43. And the edge down to 15. And now a foul underneath on Glenn. So Alma getting some contributions from faces that aren't always at the top of the scorebook, and that is what has gotten them back into this. An entry and quick foul on Glenn again. And I believe called on the floor, so Ebling will not go to the line, but that is the 5th Alma team foul, and it brings Rake right back. Glenn, known for his post presence at Dakota High School back in the day. And Toko doesn't get it in. That's a 5 count. No timeout from the Albion bench to bail him out. And the timeout is actually going to come from Alma. A full timeout. Ryan Clark wants to chat because his team's back in this thing. 58-43, 11:08 to play. Alma, as I said, finding its way back courtesy of some different faces. 7 second half points from Whiteside, 6 in the game, 4 of those in the second half from King, and 4 from Casey Constant off the bench. And those contributions making this game a little bit more interesting. Alma has lifted its shooting up to 35% at 17 of 49. Albion still clicking along at 48.7%. Both teams have made 4 triples, but Alma's needed 21 attempts to do it. And still the substantial difference at the foul line, where Albion is 16 of 17 versus just 5 of 7 for the Alma Scots. Rebounds not equalizing much. It's leveled out 34-13 now. Remember, it was 26-8 Albion at the half. So what was an 18 rebound advantage is now 21. And just awfully hard to win a basketball game with that kind of a disparity on the glass. That results in so many more chances and possessions if you are Albion. And most of that has translated at the foul line, where Albion has 10 additional attempts. But the whistle blows, and Albion has got to be careful here not to let Alma any further back into this thing. If nothing else, Alma will be very proud by the resiliency again. Remember, Alma has already rallied from a pair of double-digit deficits with 7 minutes to play, doing that in back-to-back games against Hope and Olivet. They were down 15 with 7 minutes to play against Hope, down 11 at the same point against Olivet. It's a 15-point edge here. So if you are Albion, it is not time to start thinking about where you're going to stop for food on the way back on the drive. Casey Constant for Alma, 4 points in the second half for him, has been one of the sparks. Rake hands it to Cliver, 3-point try, good! That's 998 career points, 13 tonight for Cliver. Alma has indicated there will not be a ton of fanfare if he gets to 1,000 tonight. They'll just make a quick note of it, maybe acknowledge it at a future game. Albion now leading only by 12. Over to Toko, inside Maccabee. One-on-one against King, spins to his left. A little trouble handling the ball, and that shot comes up short. A great offensive rebound by Toko, but it's stolen by Cliver. Cliver 2-on-3 will hold it up. Into the corner to Constant, lobs it inside. Rake, a tough catch, and he'll try to kick it out and throws it right past Cliver, who will just run it down for the backcourt violation to make sure that Ross cannot get there himself. So Albion will have another chance to try to push this lead back out, but it's been sliced from over 20. I can remember, I think 23, down to 12. Crittenden, off-balance jumper, no good. Fight for the rebound and wrestled away a jump ball. What a job by Constant to go toe-to-toe with Caden Ebling at 6'7". Casey Constant is 5'9". And said no free rebounds around here. And they're going to get the towel out, do a little demoisturizing of the court. 10:07 to play, basically the midpoint of the second half. And Alma has cut what was a 42-24 deficit and got a little bigger, down to 58-46. Officials conferring, making sure they've got this inbound in the right place and the shot clock is correct. Jody May with a difference of opinion about that, but doesn't seem too concerned. Lob in from Toko to Maccabee. And now cross court over to Ross. Pump fake. Maccabee doesn't want the shot, leaves it to Toko. Shot clock down to 6. Toko drives, floats it high up and in. Nice move off the dribble there from Toko, and that may be just the bucket that Albion needs to calm the storm a little bit. But Cliver not wasting any time, and there it is, 1,000 career points for Cole Cliver on that driving layup that makes it 60-48. Put that one in your memory bank, folks, but the game rolls on. Toko dribbles underneath and travels, didn't dribble quickly enough to get past Whiteside. And Alma's going to have a chance. .9:29 to play. And Cliver will bring it up after just hitting the 1,000-point mark. Only a junior is Cole Cliver out of Williamston. Another full season ahead for him. Had 4 games of 30 or more last season. 1 already this year. And this time it's a beautiful pass. That's the second great assist from Cliver tonight. This one a bounce through traffic to Rake. And Alma's got it down to 10, and Albion wants to chat. 60-50, 8:59 to play. And this is where, if you're Albion, you kind of wish you hadn't done your scouting on Alma, because you know that this is right where Alma is the most dangerous. So many times this year, really 3 games in a row, that they have rallied from double-digit deficits, twice for victories and once for a great chance at one on Saturday against Adrian, where they were down 6 with just over a minute to play. And I was getting flagged down by the Sports Info staff, making sure that we had acknowledged the 1,000th point for Cole Cliver, which indeed we have, and we'll do it again. Cole with 1,000 on his career, thanks to the 15 tonight. But what I was saying is Alma was down 6, got the courtesy of a goaltend and one, something you don't see every day. Diamond with a layup that got knocked off the rim, called a goaltend by Adrian in that game, and a foul, made the foul shot. Alma then got a shot block defensive stop, so had the ball back with about 30 seconds to play, down 3. Cliver could not connect from 3, ball went out of bounds. Alma got it back. Diamond tried another 3, that one didn't fall either, and that time Adrian was able to secure the rebound and get away with a victory. But for that, it could have been 3 straight late second half double-digit comebacks, and Alma would be more than delighted to make it 3 out of 4, as they've already found their way back from over 20 down to 10. See Ryan Stevens over there on the Alma bench, now in coaching attire. Incredible 4-year career as the Scots starting point guard, averaged about 6 assists per game. I'd love to have one more chance to throw him in a jersey, but simply having his leadership and guidance on the sideline, a big bonus in and of itself. Albion goes inside. Ebling, cross-court pass along the baseline. Crittenden for 3. Oh, that's a big triple for Chance Crittenden, his second of the night, to turn the 10-point edge back into 13. Cliver for Alma, overhand pass, and a foul as Rake gets hit by Holmes. Not a shooting situation. They're going to call it on Toko, actually, pardon me. Definitely not a shooting situation, though, and Alma needs an inbounder. It will be Cliver, who has some debris on his shin guard. I wonder if he's bleeding, unless there's a mud puddle out there. Appears to be dried, so maybe that was from earlier. Lob underneath. King kicks it out. Whiteside heads to his right. Can't get past the elbow and pulls it back. 7 on the shot clock. Ball tipped up by Crittenden. Now the Scots have to hurry. Maybe not quite that quickly. Cliver off the glass from 27 feet and no good. It's not a shot clock violation. The ball out of bounds. King pleading his case that was actually touched by a Briton. But this is going to be Albion ball. I think Cliver just knew that the shot clock was low, so he triggered that deep 3 with 3 seconds to go. And darn near got it to fall. 8 minutes exactly. 63-50 Albion. Alma got it back within 10. Ebling, baby hook short. Fouled though, and that's 4 on Rake. Rake didn't like that one. Not a ton of contact there, but maybe a little bit of a push as Ebling rotated away from the basket. Ebling with a lot of 10s on his stat line right now. 10 of 10 from the line and 10 rebounds. But that's about to change, as there is make number 11. And that makes 19 points. It's a third straight, at least, double-double. I didn't check the stats from before last year. But for Caden Ebling against the Scots. And now a second straight 20-point game against them, as he had 23 and 12 in Alma's upset win down at Albion in Game 2 last year. 65-50, 5 unanswered for Albion after Alma got it down to 10. Cliver, a kick out. King, a little hesitation, going to try to go off the dribble. Instead, he gets himself a layup. Thought about the three, but then he saw that the highway was clear. And in he goes to make it 65-52. Inside, Ebling. A little windmill pass, and it goes off the fingertips of Cortez Garland, out of bounds. He would have heard about it from the Alma student section if they were here. That's right about at the perimeter of where they stand. 65-52, still 7:20 to play. This is about the magic time when the Scots have started their comebacks. Double digits against both Hope and Olivet, resulting in wins. Brandon Whiteside, oh, he traveled with it. Can't believe it. Just a little too quick with the feet on the crossover. And Albion will walk it up. We will see if the Britons become any more deliberate in their pace. Trying to get this one to the house. Not this time, as Garland with a running leaner. Not a real easy shot there. 15 points for Garland, though, and 15 is the lead. Whiteside to Rake, who plays on with 4 fouls. Off to Cliver, bounces it back to Rake, picks it up. Looking for a little bit of help, and he'll take it himself, working against Ebling, trying to find an opening. Left-hand jump hook, good. Not an easy shot for Rake, who has 6, all of them here in the second half after only playing 5 minutes in the first half. Alma's going to have to find a way to keep Rake on the floor. We'll see if Albion goes at him. It's Garland again for that same tough jumper. Contact from Cliver, and he makes it anyway. Looks like Cliver got a piece of the wrist. Garland wanted a foul, but he'll at least take the 2 points. King hands to Cliver. He spots an opening, and he's fouled on the 3-point try. So here comes more foul shots for Cole Cliver. He has 3 of Alma's 7 and is about to add 3 more. So he'll have 60% of the Alma foul shots tonight after this. First one is good. Cliver 4 of 4 at the stripe. And that one, oh, needed a little help. I thought that was going to be short, but the shooter's roll. Ebling will get probably his final breather of the night. Toko sits as well. Ross along with Ken Thomas in. Thomas had 2 in the first half. Ross still looking for his first points. And Cliver makes all 3. So a nice night at the line. 18 points now for Cliver. 6 minutes to go. Alma within 12. Thomas for the Brits. Kicks it out. Ross back inside Thomas. Bouncing, turning, fires over the top of Rake, and Rake can't really contest with the fouls. Ken Thomas knows that and gets himself an easy deuce. 71-57, Alex King in, finds Constant open for 3 from the corner, and he's got it. Casey Constant, 7 here in this second half. And then never say die, Alma Scots have it down to 11. Closest they've gotten is 10. And when that happened, Albion called timeout and immediately popped it back to 15. Ross from the corner, dribbles all the way into the lane, picks it up. Nice pass underneath, dropped extra pass over to Thomas, and a beautiful finish with the assist from Perry. 4 quick points from Ken Thomas. The lead is 13. Whiteside, little contact heading down the lane. Runner this time won't get the roll. Ryan Clark pleading for a whistle. Under 5 to play, a 13-point Albion edge with the basketball. Jalen Ross up top, big screen, frees him from Constant. Inside, help defense from King, kind of partially blocks the shot, offensive rebound, and that's blocked away, and Constant heads back for the Scots. Alma inside, cutting down is King, going to try to reverse it. Oh, and count it on the foul. Alex King the strength to get that up. King with currently a 400% improvement on his varsity career high. Now 10 points on the night after a previous 2. And a foul shot that could make it 11, but he's going to have to wait till after a timeout to do it. 4:30 to play. If King converts the foul shot, the lead will fall to 10. It's 11 at the moment, 73-62. Still enough time for Alma here. Not a lot of room for error at this point, but they are certainly not out of this one. Final from Kalamazoo in men's basketball, trying with the victory there, 77-49. 9:39 to play at Hope. Hope with a 23-point lead against Olivet. And Calvin and Adrian midway through the first half. Remember, that game got off to a late start at 8:15. Calvin leading the Bulldogs 27-22. Women's basketball action. Holy moly, Hope has scored 113 points tonight on the road at Olivet. 113-53 win there. Calvin a 20-point edge at Adrian early in the fourth quarter. Trying 77-22, leading Kalamazoo. And Alma fighting back in women's basketball. Early fourth quarter, the lead down to 8 for Albion there as well, 52-44. So a pair of games, ours here and on the road, where Alma is trying to find its way back from a substantial early deficit against Albion, and Albion is just trying to get that scoreboard to read 0-0-0. Here it's 73-62 with 4:30 to play in the second half. Albion with the lead, Alex King at the line. Trying to slice this lead down even a little bit further. King 2 for 2 at the stripe tonight. Alma 8 for 10 as a team, but 6 of those makes coming from Cliver. King to convert, no, and nobody down there to rebound. Alma does not contest it. So Albion by 11, 4:22 to play. Garland to his right through a couple of Scott's defenders. Throws it back to Holmes, rotating the ball back to the left. Holmes looking for help. Almost a 5-second call. Garland dribbles to his left. Triggers over the top of Cliver. Boy, Cortez Garland has been clutch in the last couple of minutes. Suddenly a 20-point night with a triple with a hand in his face. 76-62, and now things get a little dire for the Scots with a 14-point hole to dig out. A foul on the floor. That will not be a shooting foul. It will be shots, however. A 1-and-1 for Cliver. It's Ebling's third, as the Scots got a switch and got the big man out there on Cliver. Front end up and good. Cliver approaching his season average of 22, which of course jumped over the weekend with the 35-point afternoon against Adrian. Back end no good. First miss of the night, 7 of 8 from the line for Cliver. But that leaves Albion's lead at 13, 76-63. Bounce pass given right back to Garland. Now up top, Holmes from the free throw circle. Long on that. Soaring for the rebound as Ross put back, leans in, trying to get the foul on Rake. You won't get that, but he'll get 2 points for it. And Albion back to a 15-point advantage. Cliver pulls up just inside the three-point line, short on that. Good offensive rebound, and then Constant got hit hard. Big collision on that loose ball play. You saw his upper body kind of snap backwards from the force of the hit. Ball goes out of bounds, though. Last touched by Constant, and if it's not a foul, it's going to be Albion ball. 3:15 to play. Albion closing in on moving to 4-2 on the year. They've lost to Trine, but that was considered a non-conference game, so there will be a big matchup with the 5th-ranked Thunder in the future for the Albion Britons. 3-point try, Crittenden, no. And rebounded by Whiteside. And is he going to get called for a foul here? Looking on in disbelief, but that is going to be the scenario. And And that will send Juwan Perry back to the foul line. Perry, 1 of 2 at the line on the night, which, believe it or not, is the only blemish at the foul stripe for Albion tonight. 18 of 19. He's got that one. Lead back to 16. Alma fought back a couple of times and made this interesting in the second half. And the second good from Perry as well. Cliver looking for a screen. Goes to Whiteside instead. He'll try the 3. Got that. Double digits now for Brandon Whiteside with 12. 2:38 to play, 80-66. Garland all the way in, fouled. That'll be Whiteside with his 3rd. And Garland will get a chance to tack on a couple more. Locked in a tight battle with Ebling for 2nd and 3rd in the MIAA scoring race. Cliver nipping at their heels as well. He was 4th coming into tonight. First try good from Garland. It's point number 21. The big story for Garland has been the improvement in his three-point shooting this year. 2 of 4 tonight. Was shooting over 50% on the year from outside, coming in after shooting only 20% from 3 last year. Makes both free throws. The lead now 16. Whiteside for Alma. A lot of defense there from Perry. Staying with Whiteside everywhere he goes. He'll try Constant instead. Constant all the way in. Kicks it where now Whiteside's open in the corner, but this 3, oh, it does fall. It spun out and spun back in. Brandon Whiteside, in just his 2nd game as a Scot, has 15 points. Maccabee left wide open for 3 from the top of the key. Won't go. Ebling knocks the rebound back out to himself. Rebound number 11 on the night for Caden Ebling. And now the patience comes from Albion, realizing that the clock is very much their friend in the final 2 minutes here. Ebling to Maccabee. This time drives in, floats it high and long. Rebound Ross, knocked around loose. Can King get there? Knocked out of his hands, and shot clock finally went off, but Alma had possession by then. Now Cliver up. A lot of contact from behind. No call there. They'll drop it off to King. 1:22 to play. Inside rake and layup good. Break with 8, 1:15 to play. Albion by 11. And call on Cliver with a foul. We'll see whether Alma chooses to try to extend this game facing an 11-point deficit. Perry will head to the line. Perry hits the first. 22 for Garland, 20 for Ebling, 9 for Perry, 8 for Toko, leading the way for Albion. And the second one also good. That's 84 points, right on the season average for Albion. With a minute to play. Constant little ball fake, finds an opening to drive, bounce pass too strong. Good job by King to keep that in bounds and then scoop it over to Cliver for a nice layup. Cliver with 21. And Albion turns it over under the defensive pressure, so hang on. 51.8 seconds to go. It's an 11-point deficit, but if the Scots hit a 3 here quickly, they can at least make Albion think about it. King to Cliver. Off balance try from the corner. That was the 3 they wanted, but it came up short. And Ebling will dribble out of there. Off the floor. Look at the big man handle the ball under a lot of pressure. He wanted to keep that in hopes of getting himself to the line. Instead, King will give the foul against Maccabee. So Alma they trade in the 81% free throw shooting Ebling, who's actually lifted that with tonight's performance going 12 for 12. And they trade him in for Maccabee at 83%. And Maccabee with no trouble there. That is his first point of the night. East Lansing High School product. And his second look also good. Makes it 86-73. So Albion will get the victory here. And move to 4-2. Whiteside way deep on a three-point try. And the shot clock now off. Albion can run this one out. They'll move to 4-2. Get ready for a matchup with Calvin on Thursday night this week. The Scots dropped to 2-5, but again, we'll be proud of their toughness to rally back. Remember, Alma trailed in this game 30-10 and got it back to a 10-point deficit in the second half. Rallied back to 11 on a couple other occasions. So they drop a decision to a team that has been ranked in the top 10 this season. The old long-distance fist bumps from one bench to the other, waves and congratulations. The current state of reality, but good sportsmanship can still be shown in a variety of ways here. Final score 86-73, Albion, the victory. Let's take a look at some final stats before we sign off here on almascots.com. Scoring leaders, Cortez Garland leads all scorers with 22, but Caden Ebling, what a night for him. 20 points.